I could restart my natural hair journey, I would change a lot of things. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Chronicles of Caroline here. If you are a new subscriber, you are welcome. If you are an old subscriber, you are welcome also. You know the drill. In today's video, I'll be telling you things I would do differently if I'm to start my natural hair journey now. So without further ado, let's get right into the video because I have a lot of things to tell you guys. I have a lot of things I will have to do differently if I'm just starting my natural hair journey. So let's get right into the video. Looking back, I wish someone told me some of these things before I started my natural hair growth journey because it would have saved me a lot of time and frustration. But nonetheless, the past few years was a learning curve for me, so you guys will not go through the same process, go through the same things I went through, and you guys can have a smooth sailing natural hair journey. I'll be listing some of the things I will have done differently if I'm just starting my natural hair growth journey. So let's get right into the video. The first thing on my list is focusing on scalp health. I never knew the importance of scalp health when I started my natural hair growth journey. I did not even know there is something called scalp health. I did not know we have to take care of our scalp. I did not know scalp is the foundation of hair growth. I never knew. So when I started my natural hair journey, scalp health was at the back. There was nothing like that. I was not focusing on my scalp health. I was just freestyling and doing a lot of things, not knowing all these things I'm doing are actually affecting my hair, because even though I'm taking care of my strand, I was neglecting my scalp. Few years ago, a lot of people were obsessing over length, using miracle oil, miracle hair butter. Your hair will grow in 7 days if you use this magic oil, instead of focusing on the health of their scalp. That was then. I now know that scalp health is the foundation of a healthy hair growth, and since I've started taking care of my scalp, my hair has improved significantly. Here are some things I will do differently now relating to the health of my scalp. First, I will make sure I avoid product buildup. I will try my best to keep product buildup to minimal. I will try my best to exfoliate my scalp diligently while also incorporating scalp massages into my routine. Exfoliating the scalp is a great way to remove product buildup from oils, from butters, from products, leave-in conditioner, this also cream, product like that, and also help to remove dead skin cells, which will allow your scalp to be able to breathe better, your follicles will be able to thrive better, and this will encourage the growth of healthier hair. You can exfoliate your scalp by using store-bought products like scalp scrub or products that has glycolic acid, AHA, exfoliants in them, or you can make your own DIY scalp scrub or exfoliator like clay mask, clay like rasu, bentonite. They are a great way to detoxify your scalp. You can also use apple cider vinegar to detoxify your scalp, so you don't need to do one big thing to ensure your scalp is exfoliated. Just little things like this, ACV rings, clay marks, or even buying store-bought shampoos that has exfoliator or scalp scrub in them is a great way to exfoliate your scalp and keep your scalp clean. The second thing I would do differently if I'm to start my hair growth journey now in 2025 is moisture over miracle DIYs. Yeah, you heard me right, miracle DIYs, because I know a lot of you that you are watching now, you are a fan of miracle DIYs. This will grow your hair, rice water, something water, mix this one and this one together and leave it overnight. Your hair is going to grow. Are you not tired? Are you guys not tired? DIYs like rice water, clove water, onion juice, these trends were everywhere, and some of these trends, they actually cause damage instead of the benefits that we expected from them. I'll use my own personal experience as an example for you guys. There was a time when there was clove water pandemic on TikTok, YouTube, all the natural hair influencer, natural hair people that I followed, everybody was using clove water this, clove water that, clove oil, clove butter. Like, clove was literally everywhere, and I caught the virus, I caught the trend. Like, okay, clove water, clove is easy to access. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm talking about, things that I can access easily and it's going to grow my hair. So I went ahead, I bought clove, I started doing clove water, and let's just say the experience wasn't nice. My hair was drying up, it was breaking, and it took me a while to figure out it was the clove water I introduced to my routine that was making my hair dry, that was making my hair break. Is it that clove water does not work? It works. But I had limited knowledge, limited information about the clove water, and my hair did not like just clove water alone, because then I was just using clove. I was not adding anything. Sometimes I don't even moisturize my hair after adding the clove water to my hair, but I was doing it religiously because they say use clove water consistently for 7 days and your hair is going to grow to your tailbone. Who doesn't want to grow a tailbone length hair? Of course, I want a tailbone length hair, and I just have to apply one particular stuff to my hair every day consistently. Sister, I was sat, I was doing it religiously, but it ended up being a disaster for my hair. So some trends are not necessarily bad, but when you don't have the right information, it end up causing damage to your hair instead of doing the benefits that it was intended for. Now I've learned that doing the right things matters than doing kitchen experiments. Cause let me tell you guys, last 3-4 years, my hair was a kitchen. It was a kitchen experiment. I was experimenting all different type of things. Oh, grow your hair with this kitchen. What are they calling it? You have these stuffs in your kitchen and you are stressing to grow your hair. So my hair was a kitchen experiment. But now I've learned that consistency matter, and even simple thing like moisture matters and will do a great job than you turning your hair into a lab rat and experimenting different kind of thing that will be causing damage to your hair. Creating a perfect routine, a consistent routine, moisturizing your hair, using humectants like glycerin, honey, those little things. Finding a leave-in conditioner that works well for you and keeps your hair moisturized will actually do you a lot of good than turning your hair into lab rats and experimenting different type of herbs, different type of trending stuffs on your hair. Still on the moisture matter, another thing I will have do differently is to learn the right way to apply or layer products on my hair. For example, if I want to moisturize my hair, then I just use whatever it is that I have, leave-in conditioner. I never even know there's something called porosity. I never knew we have the high porosity, low porosity. I never knew if you have a certain type of porosity, you should avoid some oils, not because they are not good, but because they are not the best choice for your type of hair. I never knew all those things then, and if I had knew, I would have done things differently. And instead of just saying like, oh, my favorite content creator do this and use this particular oil, and I also went ahead to purchase that particular oil, not knowing my hair does not like the particular oil I want to purchase just because my favorite hair content creator was using it and it was working well for her. If I had known all these things back then, my hair would have thrived better and be in a better position. The common method that people now use to moisturize their hair is the LOC method or LCO method. The L stands for liquid, the C stands for cream or leave-in conditioner, and the O stands for oil or butters. The order at which you apply these three things is the LOC or LCO method. And people believe that if you have low porosity, the LCO method is better for you, and if you have high porosity, the LOC method is better for you. But personally, I've discovered that no matter the order that I apply my hair, it's the product that matters for me, and not either the oil comes first or the cream comes first. But one thing that always comes first for me when it comes to moisturizing my hair is liquid, be it water with glycerin, aloe vera, rose water. I make sure I go in with liquid first. But my hair does not complain if I apply leave-in conditioner first or oil first. So in this aspect, I'll say you do what works for you, and probably read more on why a certain method is best for this porosity and the other method is not advisable for this porosity. But one thing I was able to learn throughout all this method of moisturizing the hair is that my hair loves heavy oil and butters. When I use lightweight oil, my hair dries up immediately. Like 2-3 days, my hair doesn't feel moisturized at all. But when I finally decided to use the right oil for my hair, I started retaining moisture for up to 7 days, which was not possible before. Now I don't use lightweight oils like argan oil, sweet almond oil to seal in the moisture anytime I moisturize my hair. Instead, I go in with heavy butters like castor oil or even shea butter, because that is what works for my hair. That is what my hair likes. But before, 3 4 years ago, I never knew, and I just apply everything. Oh, this person is using sweet almond oil, I went ahead and purchased sweet almond oil. Oh, this person is using coconut oil, I went ahead and purchase coconut oil. It was not working for my hair, and I did not know. I was just using it because that was what was trending. There was a time Oba oil was trending. I used it. I never see any difference in my hair. But since I stick to the oils that work for me, I stick to conditioners that work for me, lightweight conditioners. They are great, but they really don't do much for me. So instead, I go for cream-based conditioner that are a little bit thicker and not that lightweight, because they work perfectly for me. The way you layer your products or apply your products and using the right product, it really matters when it comes to hair growth. And always put this at the back of your mind when it comes to hair growth. It is not that the creators are lying when they tell you, oh, this product work, do like this, do like this, do like this. But that thing that they are saying, that message that they are preaching, it might not be for you. It might not be for your hair. Your hair might like something different entirely. So you cannot use another person's journey as a, what they call this, you cannot use it as a print for your own journey. Everybody's journey is different. What works for Taiwo might not work for Kende. Because it is working for this person does not mean it will work for you too. The fourth thing I will have done differently if I'm just trying to grow my hair is to trim without fear. I know a lot of us are afraid of trimming our hair because, oh, why should I trim my hair? I did not even retain any length. Are you guys want me to trim my hair? Who does that? No, I'm not going to trim my hair. Ah, that person is saying rubbish. Trimming my hair is not for me. Yeah, your excuse is very, very justifiable. Sis, I've been in your shoe. I never liked trimming my hair when I first started my hair journey, because everybody is preaching about trimming your hair. Trimming is good for hair growth. Trimming will get rid of this, it will get rid of that. What do you want me to trim when I'm not even retaining length? Like, I'm not retaining length, but you guys want me to trim. I can't trim it. I'm not going to trim it. If you preach it from today till tomorrow, I would not trim my hair. But that was then, not now. Because now I know the truth and I know what works for my hair. Few years ago, I was on the both side of trimming, because I'm sure you all know we have two type of people when it comes to trimming your hair: the people that trim their hair regularly and the people that swear not to trim their hair. I've done both, and I'm here to tell you I'm here to preach the gospel of the right way to go about it. Years ago, there was a time that I was very certain that I have to trim my hair every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks, so I will be able to retain length and see growth. But sister, and I was also at the other hand of, okay, now I'm done. You guys said trimming will grow my hair, but my hair has been stagnant. I did not experience any growth. So now I'm not even going to trim my hair. And I also stick by that. And after doing that for a few months, I also see there was little to no difference. My hair was still stagnant. It was still the same. So what am I meant to do? Am I meant to trim or am I not meant to trim? I became confused, but I was able to figure it out. And I'll tell you guys exactly how I was able to figure it out. When you struggle with length retention, trimming your hair felt like a loss, because you are trimming length that is not even there. Who wants to do that? We do not want to do that. But when you also don't trim your hair, sometimes you are holding on to dead ends, you are holding on to breakage just because you do not want to lose your progress. But when you also decide not to trim your hand because you don't want to lose your progress, you are just holding on to dead ends. So what do you need to do to find a perfect balance between trimming and not trimming your hair? What you need to do is, you first need to know and have it at the back of your mind that trimming is important no matter what they say. I would love to say I'm among the people that believe trimming is necessary and important, because we can't keep holding on to dead ends, unhealthy ends, just because we do not want to lose our progress. But nonetheless, When you are trimming, you necessarily does not have to trim every 4 weeks, every 6 weeks. Because how many lengths have you even retained in 4 weeks? You are trimming your hair every 4 weeks. When you are trimming one that you are retaining, then your hair becomes stagnant and the trimming is not doing what it is meant to do. Even though trimming is good, it does not necessarily make your hair grow. It's not because you are trimming your hair that's why your hair is growing. No, it is not that. The only thing trimming is doing to your hair is that it is making sure your ends are perfect. It is making sure you are not experiencing breakage. Because if your ends are experiencing breakage and you did not cut it off, before you know it, the split end, the breakage, they travel up your hair shaft. So when you trim your hair, you prevent that. To keep a balance, if you know the rate at which you retain length is slower than other people, or no matter the rate at which you retain your hair length, you don't need to stick to that schedule of every 3 weeks you need to trim your hair. Every 3 weeks you need to trim your hair. Why are you trimming your hair every 3 weeks? Your ends might even be healthy, but because you've put yourself in that box of every 3 weeks you need to trim your hair, you are trimming off the length that you retain. You are trimming off the healthy part of your hair because you want to stick to a routine when your hair does not need trimming. So what I do now is I trim my hair, but I stopped putting myself on the cycle of you need to trim your hair every 3 weeks. And now I trim my hair anytime I see that my ends need a cleaning, they need trimming, they need dusting. When detangling my hair becomes difficult, when I'm making my hair and I'm experiencing a lot of split end, a lot of tangles, then I know it is time to get rid of those dead ends. Those are when I trim my hair. So I will say I trim my hair like 2 times a year, and I break myself from that cycle of you need to trim your hair every 3 weeks. I stopped it because why? Why am I trimming hair that is good? Why am I trimming it off just because I need to trim my hair every 2 3 weeks? Why? So I stopped that, and that has been a very great change for my hair routine. My hair has significantly improved after implementing that into my routine. It feels like I was just yapping. Permit me. What I'm trying to say is trimming is good for your hair, but you don't need to be trimming every 2 weeks, every 3 weeks. You need to retain length, and you also need to get rid of dead ends. What you do is you only trim your hair when you see that your ends are not good. When you see that, oh, this end needs to go off, and not because you have to trim every 3 to 2 weeks. Do not trim your hair when your hair is healthy just because you've created a schedule of trimming your hair every 3 weeks. The fifth thing I will have done differently is to simplify my routine and stay consistent to it. Back then, 2 3 years ago, sister, I was applying everything. Only me, Ayurvedic mask, deep conditioner, strengthening mask, Kinikon butter, something oil, coconut oil, this, that oil. I will apply this, I will apply that, clove water, amla spray, fenugreek spray, fennel spray. Now I'm even asking myself, the question is not even directed at you guys. Like, why? Why was I going through that stress? Why was I stressing myself? Why was I applying any and everything to my hair and making my routine complicated? Then wash day felt like battles. It felt like war. Anytime I want to wash my hair, I'm thinking like, oh, I have to create space the whole day just because I want to wash my hair. Because only me, I will apply flaxseed gel, I will apply Kinikon mask, I will apply I will do DIY, use normal brush. It was too much and unnecessary. Too much and unnecessary. Apart from using too many products at a time, I also was not consistent to a particular product. Like if I use Head and Shoulder this week, the next week I'm using another brand. The next week I'm using another something. The next week I'm using another something. I did not even give the product I'm trying out or experimenting on my hair. I did not give them the grace. I did not give them the time to know if they are working or not before trying another product. I was switching my routine consistently. I'm sure a lot of us are still doing that. A lot of us have been in that situation of switching your routine consistently. It is causing damage to your hair, and it is also not allowing us to see if the product works perfectly or not for our hair. But now, what I do differently and what I go by is minimalism with intention. I do not need to apply 10 products at once to my hair just because I want to grow a healthy hair. I did not need to use different type of trending products before I could grow my hair. Now I stick to products that I've used consistently and they work for me. I stick to them. That even when I decide to introduce a new thing or a new step to my routine, I'm still sticking to that product that has worked for me. A good example is Garnier products. Garnier products, whatever type of product it is, be it their shampoo, their conditioner, their deep conditioner, their leave-in cream, it works so perfectly for my hair. My hair loves anything related to Garnier product. So now I stick to that. I don't try to switch it up every week just because I want to try a new product. Even when I want to try a new product, I will not just buy a new set of products just at once. Let's say I want to try a new shampoo. So I'll use the shampoo, but I'll still use my other Garnier product that I've been using and has been working for me. And not just I'll come today and I've been using Garnier, then switch everything up and start using another product. No, you have to be consistent. Consistency is key. It is non-negotiable. You have to stay consistent to a product. When you now stay consistent to a product and you say like, nah, now my hair is fed up of this product, I'm not seeing any difference, then you can change. You can try a new thing. But you've not even used a product for up to a week. You're already ordering another product. You're already buying another product, sister. Why are you wasting your money and just causing yourself unnecessary headache? When you simplify your routine and you stay consistent to it, hair growth becomes easier, it becomes more manageable, and that way you are also able to track what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Imagine you are using 5 different shampoos. How are you going to know which of them is working perfectly for your hair? Imagine you are using 10 different type of leave-in conditioner. How will you know the one that actually moisturizes your hair? How will you know the one that is causing that breakage? How will you know the one that is causing that flakiness on your hair? It should be a struggle because you have battalions of products you are using at the same time. Please simplify your routines. When you learn to simplify your routine and you are consistent to that set of routine, your hair growth will improve significantly. The sixth thing I would have done differently when it comes to hair growth is Ayurvedic herbs. See guys, I'm a big lover of Ayurvedic herbs. I love it because when I first started this hair growth journey, that was the only thing I know. That was what was trendy then, Ayurvedic herbs. Then I use different types of Ayurvedic herbs. If somebody come today and say this particular herb is good, I'm buying it. If another person come and say, oh, add this one and this one and this one together and apply to your hair, I'm doing it. Leave this one and this one and so far as Ayurvedic herb, I'm going to buy it and I will use it. Am I saying Ayurvedic herb is bad? It is not, because Ayurvedic herb is actually one thing that I don't think I will ever change in my routine. But now I know better. I know when to use this particular herbs and I know the quantity, I know the reason I'm using it, and I'm not just using it because the particular herb is trending. There was a time that there was pandemic of henna, amla, fenugreek, this, that, and we were all using it. When you don't even know you're causing protein overload to your hair, or you are doing this, doing that, and causing damage to your hair. They all have their benefits. You guys know, right? You know that different herbs have their benefits. So if you use Ayurvedic herb based on that knowledge, let's say for example, I want a mask that will strengthen my hair. Then you go for stuff like amla, fenugreek. You need to know what each herbs work for so you'll be able to pair them perfectly. For example, in one of my points, I made mention of the clove water pandemic and I was using clove water consistently while clove water was actually causing damage to my hair. But now I still use cloves in my routine, but it doesn't break my hair because now I know the right way to use it. And what is the right way? I discovered that using clove alone makes my hair dry. But when I pair it with herbs that are moisturizing and I don't use it consistently too often, I get a better result. So it's the same way with Ayurvedic herbs. Know what each herbs work for. Make your research. Sometimes it's because we are lazy to make research. That's why we are damaging our hair instead of actually doing things that are beneficial to the hair. Make your research. Which herb is good for strengthening? Which one is good for moisturizing? Which one is good for this, is good for that? And combine them based on that. Just don't combine everything together without knowing what it works for. It will cause damage to your hair. Because too much of everything is actually bad. Learn the right way to use your Ayurvedic herbs, and I'm telling you, you are going to enjoy it. You are going to love it. The last thing I will have done differently if I'm just starting my hair growth journey now is to focus on internal health. I never know that when I started my hair journey. I never know hair growth is not just about what you are applying or what you are doing to the hair, but also about your general health, what you are taking, how you are managing your stress and stuff like that. Back then, I mainly focused on things I apply on my hair, on products, on trends, on protective styles. I never knew diet, stress, sleep, and hydration. I never know these things, they affect the growth of our hair. In as much as what we apply on our hair is important to help promote hair growth, what you ingest, what you take, how you manage your stress, how you sleep also affects the health and growth of our hair. And I'm going to try and speak a little about those things I mentioned. I mean diet, sleep, hydration, and stress. These four things, I'll try and quickly brief about them and let you guys know how they affect hair growth. Diet is like energy source, is like fuel for a healthy hair. If you don't know, our hair is mostly made up of keratin. Keratin is a form of protein. When your diet is bad, when you have a poor diet, it affects your hair. A poor diet can make the hair weak, brittle, and also prone to shedding. So always remember that diet play a significant role. It plays a major role when it comes to hair growth, and I'll list some of the nutrients that matters when it comes to hair growth. Some of the things you need to focus on when it comes to things that you are consuming. The first thing, like I said, will be protein, because I said the hair is mostly made up of keratin, and keratin is a form of protein. So protein, and I'm sure we all know how to get proteins in our food. Yogurt, lentils, egg, fish, beans, some of these are a great source of protein. Another nutrient the hair needs is iron, and you can get iron from food like spinach, tofu, red meat. Another nutrient the hair need is zinc, and you can get this from nuts and seeds like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, almond nuts, stuff like that. Another important nutrients you need for your health and hair is omega-3 fatty acid, and you can get this from salmon, walnut, chia seeds, and flaxseed. Nutrients that your hair needs is vitamins like vitamin A, C, D, and E. I can get these vitamins from sweet potato, citrus fruit, from sunlight, from milk, and from almond. Lastly is biotin, also known as vitamin B7, and you can get this from food like mushroom, egg, avocado, and almonds. So that is it when it comes to diet. Now moving quickly to hydration. This scalp that you guys are seeing is also a skin, just like this one. So the same way you will rub Vaseline, you will rub lotion to keep this hydrated and make sure it is staying healthy, is the same way you need to make sure your scalp, that is the skin on your head, stays hydrated and healthy. Do you know that when you are dehydrated, your scalp becomes dry, it becomes tight, and the rate at which you absorb products might even decrease. So what do you need to do in this situation? I'm sure the first thing that is coming to your mind is to drink water. If that's what came to your mind, yes, you are correct. Make sure you are hydrated by drinking water, 2 to 3 liters of water a day, and also eating fruits that are water based, your watermelon, cucumber, and oranges. Those are the way you can stay hydrated from within. Stress is a silent hair breaker. Stress is a silent hair killer. You are wondering, like, I'm doing everything right, I'm applying products, I have a simple routine that I stay consistent to, I'm doing scalp massages, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing that. and you just could not figure out whatever it is that is causing your hair to break. Yes, sister, it is stress. Yes, stress is a silent enemy that you are swimming in and you did not even know it is causing damage to the hair. When you are stressed, the body releases hormone known as cortisol. Cortisol is known as the stress hormone, and this disrupts the normal hair growth cycle. You know, the anagen phase, all those phase. It disrupts that hair growth cycle. So what should you do? Manage your stress, because you that you are looking me, that you are watching, you know you are stressed. You've not find enough time to rest. Whatever it is you are going through, your work, your this, that, you have stuff that are stressing you out. Learn to manage your stress. Learn to reduce your stress. Lastly is sleep. While you are sleeping, the body regenerates. It do what it is meant to do. And that regeneration includes your scalp and your hair follicles also. So if you are missing out on sleep, that means you are not allowing your body to do what it is meant to do. You are not allowing the regeneration process to take place. Or let's say maybe the regeneration process is meant to take place within 7 to 8 hours. But you, my sister, you are sleeping for just 4 hours. So even if your body decides to do the regeneration, it will not be complete because you've cut down on the way you sleep. So while people might say, yes, we are hustling, we are this, we are that, we have a lot of things to do, I still believe we need to find a way to incorporate sleep into our routine. So guys, those are the things I would have done differently if I'm just starting my hair growth in 2025. Just to do a quick recap, I made mention of 7 points, and I'm going to say those 7 points again in case you missed them while I was busy yapping. This is your time to take out your pen and paper and jot the 7 points. Then you go back and watch my explanation on those 7 points. In case you are an unattentive student, I'm just kidding. I know you guys are attentive and you listen to everything I said. The first thing I talked about was focusing on scalp health. Scalp health is very, very important. Don't just focus on your hair strands alone, but focus on your skin, also on your scalp health. The second thing I made mention was moisture over DIYs. Instead of doing this and this, if you mix this and this, it will give you this. Just focus on your moisture routine. And the third thing I spoke about is layering your products the right way. That is, know your products, know the type of products to do, and know which one should you apply before you apply this one. This way, it will save you a lot of stress and you will not just be applying any and everything to your hair. The fourth thing I spoke about was trimming your hair without fear. Learn to trim your hair the right way. Trim your hair when it is necessary. Don't trim away your healthy length just because you want to stick to 2 to 3 weeks routine of trimming your hair. It is important, it is necessary to trim your hair, but when you overdo it, then we are losing length instead of actually retaining length. So trim your hair the right way. The fifth thing I spoke about was simplify and stay consistent to your routine. It is really, really important to stay consistent to your routine and simplify your routine. When you have a lot of things going on in your routine, hair growth becomes complicated because you are doing 100-step routine just because you want to grow your hair. The sixth thing I spoke about is using Ayurvedic herbs, but use it with sense. Ayurvedic herbs are good, but know when to use them, know the benefits of each Ayurvedic herbs, and don't just be slathering your hair with Ayurvedic herbs without even knowing what they work for. Do right by your hair. It will cost you nothing to make a research on whatever herbs that you decide to apply on your hair, be it amla, be it fenugreek, be it bingraj, whatever herbs it is that you decide to apply on your hair. Make your research on it. And the last thing I spoke about is focusing on internal health. Internal health is very, very important, and 4 things make up your internal health. In this scenario, I want to believe 4 things make up our internal health. That's the diet, stress, sleep, and hydration. These 4 things, they are very, very important in relation to hair growth. Learn to manage your stress. Make sure you are hydrating your hair from within. Make sure your diet is filled with nutrients like protein, iron, zinc, vitamin A, D, and E, biotin. They are very, very necessary. Sleep. Don't overstress yourself. Don't overwork yourself, because when you do not sleep, and when you stress yourself, all this reflects on the health of your hair. So those are the seven things I speak about in today's video. Those are the 7 things I will have done differently if I'm just starting my hair growth in 2025, and I hope you learned a thing or two in this video. If you have any question regarding to what I just spoke about, please drop them in the comment section. If there's any topic, if there's any hair related stuff you guys want to know about, also drop your suggestion in the comment section, and I'll be going through the comment section. Thank you guys for watching to this extent, and we've come to the end of today's video. But before you go, where are you rushing to? Before you go, please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you'll be the first to get notified anytime I post a new video. And I'll be seeing you guys in my next video. Bye guys.